Roy Simpson. Hello, Internet. Welcome to another ShelfGravy. Looks like for the time being, I'll be hosting on my own. But I hope everybody is having a wonderful Wednesday evening. I got some friends with us. We got Mr. Mike.
What's up? Hello.
And we got the Brinkalizer.
Hey, everybody.
And we have a special guest tonight, Mr. Joseph Kennedy, who is a visual artist and he's an artist. He's part of the realm and all around awesome dude with some awesome skills.
Trying.
Scott wants to know if that's a new intro. No, Scott. Welcome to ShelfGravy. We have different intros. Did I play the right one? Now I'm confirmed. Now I'm concerned.
You played Seinfeld with the no. You got the right one.
All right, good.
Yeah.
The drums.
Scuba Steve.
I just like to throw little gifts in.
Yeah, the little gif in there. Chan might be joining us here shortly. She's feeling a little under the weather, so she was gonna take a quick shower and see if that helped her feel any better, and she may pop in here. If not, it's up to us, fellas. Anyway,
Hope she feels
what are we all
better.
working on tonight? What are you doing, Brian?
Well, I was gonna work on my Popcorn Optimus Prime truck, but since we have a guest here, I don't want to distract people while we show off some new things that we've never done before.
Some new stuffs.
But I did find my glue so that I can continue working on the Prime, which
nice.
I misplaced the glue last episode, and I was like, well, can't
I remember.
forward. Yeah, Joe, to get you up to speed, in case you didn't see what I was doing, the Popcorn Bucket AMC Optimus Prime game, it's one solid unit, and I'm turning it into a truck that actually has a trailer that you can remove.
Oh, rad. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How about you,
Yeah,
Mike?
can't wait to see that.
What are you doing?
So I went through and I put some lights in my Mythic display last couple of days, and there's a few of them few customs that I made that I'm gonna redo. So I'll probably maybe do a little sanding and a little repainting and dig through my fodder bin and try to do a little bit more with that. And if I get bored of that, I got a bunch of Joes to open up. So
Nice.
I might open a
Yo,
cosmic
Joe.
while we're doing this as well.
I got these two, Brian, what you were showing us or last time. The Kerbo Women's.
Yeah, the badass.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, I still got them here on my
These are
desk.
cool.
Yeah, just got those in.
I got this pack a long time ago, but I kind of been waiting for that damn his tank to show up so I can open all this shit at once, but it's gonna start trickle opening them a little bit.
I got my Trouble Bubbles last weekend, so looking forward to putting them with the his tank when it comes.
Nice.
Mine finally shipped yesterday.
I'm supposed to get mine on Saturday. So
Nice.
us on the West Coast, we get ours a little bit later.
How many did you get?
I agree with that.
At least 3
I
hours
ended
later.
up three.
3?
Yeah, because I want one Cobra Commander in one, and then 2 flying side by side.
That's a smart
In
idea.
my eventual display of something, but right now everything is just. I guess I could be considered a box collector at the moment.
Hey,
Scott says
Yeah,
this is not shipping because he didn't get one.
oh. Well, I got the max amount, so I might have an extra or two.
Stranger danger.
So, I guess I'll just go through.
What are you doing, JD?
Yeah. And we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue with this project. So we'll see. I gotta try and figure out how to connect that there, and I gotta trim this back. Yeah, we'll see.
That's super.
We'll see what happens.
I ended up kind of in a similar thing. Not as like mine's way more low tech with that. I ended up doing grabbing forget who's that third party sticker site for Transformers and stuff like that. Toy Hacks. Yeah. So I grabbed 2 sets of the Toy Hacks and I started to
hell yeah,
just try that out to see if that would work scale wise, and they kind of do. I'm like really surprised on how well that looks. And then my wife like got in there and did the engine for me with Cobra's icons.
Yes, that's awesome.
So Joseph, those were Toy Hacks labels for like an original moccasin?
Yeah, for original moccasin, and then the speedboat. I'm trying to remember what the name is. Fucking Cobra brain. I'm not going to be able to remember names, but
the Moray.
Yes. The special edition one in particular, because that one had the red labels on them. So I picked up those 2 sets and then kind of combined them, and it was just kind of looking at like some like realistic boat reference to like, okay, where would I place these? How might that work to kind of make it look interesting? Yeah, hope Hasbro figures that one out. I mean, doing a boat at under $60. I mean, that should be possible.
Yeah, I mean they already made one, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. They sure
just retool the top.
Yeah, could you imagine they release a moccasin for like $100 or something? People are like, hey, Hasbro, you made this.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey, you made this for $40.
Compared to what they got going out now, $100 would be a bargain.
I know, right?
But that's another story.
So, with our guest here, he's well, I'll let you tell everybody a little about yourself, and
sure,
he's going to be maybe taking the spotlight here for a little bit. So, go for it.
Here we go. Oh God. Yeah. Name's Joseph, and I was at BotCon a few weeks back. Been a long time Realm follower, but more of just a guy hanging in the backgrounds, kind of like liking things here and there. But always been a fan of the work that you guys do and everything else and stuff like that. And when we chatted, I was all like, yeah, I could draw on the stream. I do some model building, but I don't have the space for it yet. So eventually I just got an airbrush. Just got to try that out. Nice. Yeah. Why don't I try sharing my screen and just seeing how that looks?
Well, before we do that, let's talk about Joe a little bit. Before the show, he's a Transformers collector. He collects other things.
Oh, yes.
He likes robots, very small scale robots. He's an Optimus Prime collector. I mean, this guy, I love him already.
So I come from a family of collectors. I grew up I'm on the West Coast. I'm in the Bay Area. I grew up in Los Angeles. A lot of opportunity to collect there, with the different shops, and then Frank and Sons, so always had an ability to get stuff. I think my first Transformer that I remember getting, except like when I was like really young, was back into RID for like Japanese. It was like the first time I realized Japanese toys existed, and so then I picked that up and I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then MPO1 came out, and then I was hooked ever since after that, collecting alternators all the way on through.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I still have my whole alternators collection too, and a little bit of the bottom tech. And then from there, I kind of bounced back and forth between Transformers and G.I. Joe. I'm probably like the only Sigma 6 fan out there. Like I have a complete collection of that.
You're not. I have a bunch of that stuff left.
Dude, I love that design work that was on there. It was kind of ahead of its time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's like that's the one thing Hasbro does, like weird, almost prototype products. Alternators is what gave us MP. I wouldn't say Sigma 6 gave us classified, but they definitely learned something about materials there that they did not have previous, with the O line. My favorite line of all time right now is Diaclone, especially the reboot. I have a complete collection with that, with like multiples. So that's where all my work money goes.
Wait. So listen, your Diaclone reboot collection is complete?
Yeah.
So is mine. I'll send you my spreadsheet.
Dude.
I've never met someone else that completed that line. Holy crap.
Dude, I love it.
All of mine is in boxes. Is all of yours in boxes?
I wish I could pick up my camera. So here's the thing. It was initially, and most of it is still in boxes. I would say the first third is open, bagged, and tagged in like little like little mini bags. So like all the parts, it looks like I have a Lego collection all set up. Is basically when we ran out of space in our 1-bedroom apartment, my wife and I, she's like, you need to figure this out. I was like, okay, time to open. I have to open something up. And I was like, and an MP collection is not going to last. Opened up. So I'm like, in a move. So I'm like, all right, Diaclone, time for this to happen.
So you opened it and bagged it to make it smaller.
Yeah, and now all color coordinated, all the parts and things like that.
Oh my goodness!
The only thing that I have, stuff that I've bought more recently, has stayed in the box just because I haven't had time to actually get that out. So I have 2 of the aircraft carriers, like I love, and I'm waiting for some of the other ones that. It's amazing.
When you say aircraft carriers, you're talking about the pants for the big robot, right?
Yeah, Grand Dion. Yeah.
I almost bought 2. I almost bought a second one, but I forget what the hell was dropping at the same time. I was like, I can't swing this right now.
There was a couple pieces that were like, yeah. I also collect robot spirits, which is like, if you have one drug problem, why not have a second one?
Absolutely.
Your heroin over here and your crack over here.
Dude,
that's
there's
right.
2 completists with the reboots in the realm. I'm almost a little sad to hear that your collection's complete because, sometimes when I'm digging through and I find the boxes and boxes and boxes of them, I was like, it would be nice to know somebody that would want all of this all at once and they can just give me like 25 grand in cash.
Maybe one. I don't even think I could. Oh, wait, how much you want for it?
I think 25 grand's a steal.
25 grand would definitely be a steal. I have even the pieces that they had at the Wonderfest, or like the extra head and
I got it.
The clear ones.
The clear one, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Fucking complete.
It's so funny. I'm talking to a dude on Reddit, right? And he's complaining about Diaclone. I was like, why is it so expensive? And I was like, well, it's the engineering and this and that. He's like, yeah, but they got this other stuff, McFan toys. It's like a fraction of the cost. Why couldn't here's the thing, guy. Collecting Diaclone is not a casual thing.
No.
Not at all. No, you are pre-ordering. You are fully invested. If you even think that you're not going to be into this, don't buy at all. It's like you got to be full tilt into this stuff. And so so I teach. One of my jobs is I teach art. I teach design a bit, and I'll bring some of the loose pieces into class and show them because it just has that magical quality of like. When they're like looking at it and they're holding it in their hand, they're like, oh, that's interesting. And then they open up the box and then they're like, oh shit, this now I'm all, what do you think this does? And they press a button and it kind of like pops open in like a logical way. They're like, oh my God, it like blows their mind that that's even possible because like no toy even like remotely comes close to that. Growing up, Starcom was one of my favorite toys, and that whole kind of like line in between. Love Starcom. Wheel Warriors, love those. Like pretty Mask, like everything within that kind of general play setty vibe. You know, those are my favorite things. It's
Actually,
probably
picked this up at RetroCon last weekend.
oh
Complete
shit,
Firefly.
that's dope.
Yeah.
The only thing preventing me from going back and like buying old stuff is just I have a couple old pieces from gosh, it was this like war toy that like they were all metal die cast and they were like 1/60th scale and they were like one that looks like a I'd have to look up the name. But I opened one of them up and like the plastic had basically liquefied and I was like, okay, I'm never doing this again. Like I'll wait for reboots. Like the stuff Ramen Toys right now is like got me excited on Mask. Like that looks really good.
Yeah, I'd really like it in a different scale though. That old scale.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing that's like I like what they're doing. I like the engineering and the thought process going, and I like that they're really listening to fans. I mean, everybody I think is saying that about Ramen Toys, but the scale right there, the fact that it's a little too close to the original, like either go classified or go 1/60th. For me, I'd love 1/60th, because then you could like make sense with the play sets. Like, man, I would buy it. If you're listening out there, please make 1/60th.
Yeah, the other end of that is like, you know, a lot of collectors are either 1/12th or 1/18th. You know what I mean? Like you got a lot of Star Wars collectors out there that just do the 1/18th, you know, the 3 3/4 inch stuff. You got like Joy Toy, you know what I mean? It would be like I think that would be a good scale, you know, just
that would be
a little bit bigger. You know, probably a little bit more expensive just because, you know, the vehicle and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, there's plenty of other things that you can mix and match in there with it. So.
I was talking to the guy at the ramen booth at BotCon, and he actually said that Ace is looking at making a Rhino.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we all break at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 1/18th is the one scale I have not bought just because I collect either 1/60th and Legends is so like almost 1-to-1. So I just stay between those two, 1/12th and 1/60th. 1/18th is too much. I cannot collect quarter scale. I cannot collect 1/6 scale. Too expensive, too dangerous.
Yeah, I'm not even going down that Hot Toys road.
No.
Debt. I'd be living in a cardboard box somewhere with my toys.
Yeah.
Get out, Mike.
Hey JD, what's the Figma figure? Those do you know offhand? They're kind of smaller.
Say that
than,
again. I think
1/12th.
I dipped out there.
Yeah,
for a
no,
minute.
he skipped for us as well. Yeah.
One
more time, Mike.
Oh, the like the typical Figma figure. They're not a 1/12 scale. They're a little bit smaller. What is that considered to be? Do you know off the top of your hand?
Maybe they're
you know what I'm talking about?
Maybe they're 1/14.
One.
It's like big arts aren't necessarily 1/12.
Yeah, they're like 5 inches tall or something like that. The biggest, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Figma.
Yeah, I mean they all call it 1/12, but it's not.
Yeah, they're definitely
everybody
not.
has their different scales, and you get Play Arts Kai that's like 1/10 or something, and
they get like weird scales all the way through there. I have a set of the Metal Gear Play Arts Kai ones. Yeah.
Nice.
And they switch scales halfway through the line, which was like weird.
Geez.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 were one size, and then when they went to 5, they enlarged it to another scale. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh.
Like, how much?
So it was like they went from Bring Arts to the Play Arts stuff. The Bring Art stuff is like more like their 6-inch. You know, it's like the smaller stuff, but.
So it's funny. Paul
Yeah,
brings
like
up this question.
here's a Play Arts next to a classified.
Yeah.
They're considerably bigger.
Come on.
Heck yeah.
Too low, too slow. So Paul says, what scale is the ramen mask line? So the funny thing, Paul, is the figures from ramen are the same size as the figures from the ones that we had as a kid, but the vehicles, I guess, are the proper scale maybe for that. They're a little bit bigger. What scale do you think mask would be? Like 124 or something like that?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
right.
Like 1/24th. I have some. What do you call it? The Kotobukiya makes them. The model kit stuff, hexagear stuff. That's all 1/24th.
Well, here's what I'll do. I'll get the mask figure out. I don't have my they don't have my tape measure though.
And yeah, those figures they're just slightly smaller than like Joy Toy figures, 1/18th.
Well, I wouldn't say they're slightly smaller. I mean, well, this is a.
How do you like the Joy Toy figures? I've never actually touched one or seen one in person.
I think I have a 1/18th.
So the 3 3/4-inch figures are awesome. Like the same articulation, and then you get all kinds of extras, hands and weapons and gear that you can swap out and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of options as far as customizing them, or just like part swapping. You know what I mean? You can totally pop them apart and swap swap pieces between figures. And then they have their mechs. Their mechs are they're awesome. They're so awesome.
That's the one thing I see. I'm like on Shozy. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Put it in the cart. Take it out of the cart. Put it in the cart. Take it out of the cart.
All right. So this mask figure is about 2.5 inches tall. So if you were to put him on top of each other, that would make him 5 inches, which is still smaller than a 6-inch figure. So that means that they're 127 or something like that. Right? Because if they were 124, they would be exactly 3 inches tall. But maybe this dude's short. Maybe 124.
I think they were all pretty much the same height.
Yeah.
I have a bin up there just full of those guys.
Oh, pardon me. He's 2 inches, 2 3/4 inches, about. So, yeah. So I don't know. 124 seems safe for mask.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, back to that Joy Toy stuff, man. It's ridiculously. I mean, Scott says that there might be a little bit of over engineering into it. I understand what he means. They've kind of fixed the way that they used to make them, and the good thing is like they make them readily available. So like when they sell out of something, as far as like the figures go, they usually do another like another 2 runs of it. And it might be
that's fantastic.
The next year, but and then with their mechs, they just like it takes those a bit to sell out, but like they do eventually sell out. But then they'll use like the same platform and make a completely different one. Like some of them come with soft goods that you can. They got like pouches that you can fill full of ammo and med packs and all that kind of stuff, gear for the minifigs. And it's like, I don't know. They're really, really, really nice. And then they make they're really inexpensive, like anywhere from like 30 to $60. You can actually make like a mech bay. You know what I mean? Or like a medical bay for your guys, for the pilots, you know what I mean? Or like an armory. You know, they make all those sorts of things too. So like, they really thought it out, and they try to make all that stuff readily available. You know, it's not like GI Joe where we're fighting to.
It's like I couldn't get a Cobra eel if your life depended on it right now.
No,
Exactly.
I don't have one either.
Exactly.
I was fucking mad about that.
They'll be back.
Whatever. They'll re-release them.
What? Yeah. Eventually, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Joe, you want to show us what you got?
Yeah. I offered and said, we met at BotCon, and I said, what if I drew on stream? I have a nice, fun little Wacom here and Cintiq screen, and then I've been working on a couple drawings, so I'll share my screen and see how this goes.
Heck yeah. Take note, everybody. I'm about to be replaced.
You can never be
That's
replaced.
okay. AI is going to replace us too, so
No
it's
way.
fine.
Well,
I have a couple things open right here, and I'll just show you what I was working on a little while ago. I had this commission
Oh, that's cool.
for Star Fox character Crystal, so just kind of doing my own thing.
nice.
I work in video games. I work on a little title called God of War, and I try and put that knowledge of all the buckles and metal pieces and everything that you got to think about when you're working on that type of stuff to other characters. Maybe one day I'll get hired by Nintendo. Exactly. So kind of just giving it a look. And then I had two I was going to try and work on. I wasn't sure which one to start. I had a friend who asked me to do an Eon Flux.
Oh,
So we could, I might work on that. That could be kind of cool. But the other one that I have that I'm like part way through is I'm a big Chrono Trigger fan. So I've been going through like the different characters of that. This was just like a thumbnail page, just trying out like different parts. I did a pencil sketch. And there are things that are working well here. Again, this is my teacher brain turning on of like, oh, I got to fix the anatomy, got to fix this, got to fix that. So I started to like push the proportions just a little bit. And that's the nice thing about Photoshop. You can make it look painterly and kind of still have that kind of like vagueness, and then come back and then start. I can do a pencil pass on top of that. So that's kind of like where I'll probably work on this tonight. Keep it casual. And
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Figure out why that arm is over there. Yeah. And then I got my whole little brush set up for these type of things. So one thing that a couple little brushes that I'm working on.
Does your Wacom, does it, or the Wacom pad, does that, can you actually see what you're drawing, or is it just like the pad?
In fact, I'll show you.
Oh.
No, I have a full-on.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Screen like that.
Yeah.
And then I use this nice little Wacom pin here. I got a Mac keyboard. And I'll adjust that guy again. And
heck yeah.
It's not for everybody, but like I can probably answer a lot of questions on, or at least I have a lot of opinions on what it means to like draw on one of these things.
Yeah. I used to have, it was just a pad that I plugged in to my laptop, to my MacBook.
Yeah.
And like
one of those too.
It was yep. And it was very, very difficult for me to get used to like drawing on that pad, but looking at my laptop. You know that
it's a different workflow. When drawing on the screen, to be honest, now if somebody was just to hop into this stuff, I said use the iPad. Like the iPad, hands down. Like
Mm-hmm.
I teach college level students, and more often than not, they're like, "Do I have to use Photoshop?" I was like, "As long as it's designed, use whatever you want." I teach it in Photoshop just because that's what the industry standard is just currently.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as a freelance artist or anything like that, you know, they don't care. So I would say use an iPad. It's way cheaper, way more reliable. Um, uh, I mean, reliable in the sense of that, like, for with a Wacom, you have to have another computer and you have to have usually another monitor. So I have a second monitor I'm using um, and so it's like a whole process. The other thing too, and then again, kind of gives away like my age a little bit. Uh, uh, a Wacom will like beat the shit out of you over time because you're like, as friends put it, you're getting in this like shrimp pose all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And so you really have to like remember to like take breaks and get up and walk around because otherwise, like, these machines will eat you. They don't find that so much with other stuff. And then with the tablet, the show you a little bit of something. I would say the way like we work, or at least let's choose just a random color. This little thing right here actually is a plugin like lasso fill. So more often than not,
Oh yeah.
now we're just kind of just drawing like this, with like shapes and things, and then locking that layer, and then just coming back in with color. It's actually not that different from like painting minis, and then just airbrushing it, and then doing textures
Oh
on
yeah.
top of it.
Whoa.
In fact, like I watch a lot of like mini tutorials, just because I find that like they're fun to watch as far as like painting things, something like of that nature. But they also have like some good technique that can apply towards like how we think as far as like for digital painting. Most of it is just shape based.
Yep.
Yeah, not so many drawers too much anymore.
Yeah, I use an iPad Pro with Procreate.
Oh, it's so good.
I mean,
Best tool.
it was such a game changer. And I mean, before that, I didn't really do a whole lot of digital art. You know what I mean? I drew everything like, pencil and inked it, and then I would scan it, and you know what I mean? I might do like some grayscale or something like that, but it was just, I'm carrying all these, different sketchbooks with me, all my utensils, pencils and pens and markers and tracing paper. Because I mean, tattoo artists, you end up going through a whole hell of a lot of tracing paper just to, you know, drawing over and over and over and over again, trying to perfect what you're putting together. But
Yeah,
yeah, Procreate made it like it just changed the game altogether.
that's the one thing I find. Like, different art mediums have so much to teach, like different
Mm-hmm.
other art mediums. Like um, some of the best line quality I've seen is tattoo art, like, hands down. So like looking at like how that is applied, you know, really cool stuff there, really cool shape design,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of applying that, like being like, oh wow, I could use that. It's
Oh,
kind of
look,
cool, being inspired.
Chan made
Hi,
it.
Chan.
Hi.
Hi. Hi,
Hey,
Hello.
Jan.
everybody. Hey,
Are you
what's
nice
going
and clean?
on? Yes, I am sparkling,
All right.
shiny as a new penny.
Look at
Good.
How's everybody doing? You guys having fun?
Good.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe collects the same things that I do.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What is Joe working on right
By a
now?
clone.
I am working on a illustration of Magus from Chrono Trigger.
Nice.
We kind of just taking it out of the cartoonish look and trying to push it a little bit more realistic, just to see what it would look like. I'll show. I did the same thing for Crystal here from Star Fox. I got to push this forward a little bit further. Started just putting like a color pass on top of this, and then I'll do like a lighting pass and other
Very
things.
cool.
Yeah, it's a fun
That's
piece. So
excellent.
now I'm kind of going through.
I guess you
this guy.
did you let the cat out of the bag that you worked on God of War?
Oh yeah.
Logan wants to know
Logan wants to know which one.
Technically 3 for like a hot minute. I did their kind of like I worked on the remastered for just a hot minute, but then I was on the original prototype teams for 2018. So I worked, and I've been with Sony ever since. So I worked on. In fact, if you Google my name, you find kind of like we did a Comic-Con panel where I think I talked for all the 5 minutes, and then the director talks the rest of the time.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So,
I like
so I
how
worked on that one in Ragnarok.
Famous.
You're famous. I like how you're doing this though. Like you're lining it after you're shading everything in. Like you kind of give yourself a loose outline, and then that's a fantastic way to do this. I'm enjoying seeing you do it this way a lot.
So there's even more. I can actually show a little bit with that too. Even some of the things that one of my side jobs is teaching. I love to teach, and I also learned a lot from the comic book artists, friends that are mine, and we'll do kind of like a pass like this, just fast-ish.
Right.
And then you can take it into
just kind of like a loose.
I'm sure loose, and then we squish the shit out.
Like it's just
loose painting.
yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah, so we'll grab that, come up here to this is probably the second reason to use Photoshop is liquefy. Oh good, that does show. And then I can just come in here and adjust all the things that are wrong with my drawing. This is how you fix every bit of anatomy. Push and pull.
Before you put the heavy outline on.
Exactly. Oh my god, my anatomy.
That's such an interesting way to do it, because 9 times out of 10 when you're pencil sketching, you're drawing the outlines of everything first. For the most part.
So I did do
this is a really cool way to. Oh, look at that.
This is also me kind of like trying to figure out like my technique for this. If you notice, there's a bit of yellow. So I did like a really like rough one. I printed it out, and then I did a pencil sketch on there just to see what that would look like. Just playing around with it. But for me, the process wasn't fast enough. It was still a little too slow, and I was missing this kind of same type of factor where I can basically come in. Filter, let's see over here, filter, liquefy, bring that in, zoom in a little bit, and then just start adjusting.
Right.
That kind of pencil sketch. Do this all the time for work.
That's a nice way to use the liquefy tool too, because I know like with Procreate you have a liquefy as well.
Yeah.
And that's a good tip. Like look, I mean you just straightened his hair out perfectly.
There's also the
That's
warp,
great.
which is part of the pointer. The warp one, you can kind of do the same thing. You can move stuff around.
Yeah,
straighten it all out.
It's what really makes this type of process. You were talking earlier about using tracing paper, and like that's what I would probably do mostly with this type of stuff. Is I would probably do 2 or 3 passes trying to fix it, and then light table that at the end, and then transfer that or something like that. And this just kind of like, all of a sudden I can do that. It's kind of funny when you like say like, yeah, that's not bad. Then you do it, and you're like, oh my god, my drawing is so off.
Eh,
And then
I mean,
one other thing,
it's
another
gotta
cool
start
little trick, and
somewhere,
this
you
works
know.
in Procreate too, is so you can draw on with like a white background like this, right? I learned this from a
Yeah.
comic book guy. You come into this thing called channels in Photoshop. There, it does exist in Procreate, but I don't remember exactly. And you can create a mask, turn it into an alpha. You paste it
Oh yeah,
on the bottom of
there's an
Photoshop here.
actual mask. Like you can just mask it. Like pick your layer and you can mask that layer. Yep.
With
Okay,
this, then
so
I can now. I'm old school. I like to have a blue line. So now I can have a blue line that's literally transparent on the off the background.
wow,
So like if
that's
I
very
decide
nice.
later on that, and it's also if I lock this layer and come back over with just like an ink color. Whoops. Actually, I can do that with this right here. It'll literally be. It maintains all of its information, which is kind of cool.
Right, right. That is very cool.
So I might actually do that this way.
I like
here.
this. I love sharing information. I love this.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Yeah, I love same.
And even at this point, you can just kind of draw over it, right?
Yeah. And then I'll do probably like maybe 1 or 2 passes to try and like figure out like what's working, what's not, and then eventually. By the way, if I just go silent, it's really hard to draw and talk at the same time.
No, you're okay. You can go silent if you need to.
Yeah,
It's fine. I understand. It's
do
cool to watch. I
what
watch JD draw all the time, so it's
what
really
you
fun to
gotta
watch
do.
someone get down to the point of it all, so to speak.
I have to like almost remind myself to say stuff when I'm teaching. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're clearly falling asleep here right now. Let me say something.
That's why sometimes, I won't do much on the show because I want to keep JD talking because he'll forget to talk. I get that.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
You interact with the chat a lot too, Jen.
I do. I like to interact with the chat.
Yeah.
I like. Yeah. Hi, chat. Hi, everybody. Hope you're having a good night.
If anybody has any digital questions or such, or God of War questions or something. I actually no God of War questions. I probably get myself in trouble again.
Well, we'll hold out on the God of War for a minute. But how do you feel bouncing back and forth between like the digital drawing and doing stuff for conventions and getting paper out and getting all that together? How do you feel about the change up? Does it ever affect you at all? Hey, Scott.
Very much so. In fact, that's exactly what I'm looking for. By doing the convention stuff is that like, for work, doing this type of work, even digitally, is not practical. It's more photo bashing.
Okay.
It's more shape-based type things that are really. And the other thing is, unless you're working like marketing art, we do that every now and then.
Right.
It's got to be. It looks like not as polished as you would like, and there's not a lot of space to like really push yourself unless you're doing. That's why so many concept artists now, in general, kind of try and find some type of avenue to like really explore a medium that they like. For me, I love ink. I've like been a big fan of ink, just the look of ink. And conventions and comics were kind of like a perfect fit to try and explore that. What I learned there too, in getting faster with that technique and pushing myself there, actually translates to my work, because then I'm like, oh, I could actually simplify this way, or like this was a quick read here in on the pencil. I could just do the same thing digitally, and I tweak my brushes to like make it feel like that. Kind of like how this brush is right now. It does feel similar to like a brush that I would use. You know, if I like took a pencil and I shaved one edge on it to give it like a almost like a knife edge, and then I use that.
Yeah, that's a favorite of mine.
It's really nice.
So, you do a lot of watercolor though, don't you, at conventions? Yeah.
I do. That's been kind of like a thing. Wish I had a photo of it around. On my Instagram, I have something, but what I've been doing, because I love ink, but everyone loves color. So occasionally, I was trying to find like an avenue to like meet like that look of a print that people would want from a convention. You know, and a lot of people like that really digital art. Oh, that's definitely one of them. So what I've been doing is taking my ink work and watercoloring on top of it, and either later on making a print of it like this one, or actually doing the watercolor in front of somebody, and that kind of thing. And that's even pushed me a little bit further too, because I've been exploring a little bit with watercolor pencils and everything else. My wife is a watercolorist. She does children's books. So I learn a lot from her as far as like technique and that sort of thing. So a lot of the same sensibilities that ink has, watercolor does. So I've been playing a little bit more there. And in fact, I will be doing that with this. For this piece here, that actually is my goal with the color in this, is to try and get it to a digital watercolor feel. I might actually take it into Procreate and play around with it with their watercolor features, because they got really fun stuff. And that's the nice thing about, say, Photoshop and Procreate. They work back and forth with each other. So I think I might try that. And this is just a base color pass, just so I know what I'm going to do with it. And then I'll take it into the other program and just texture it and see what it looks like. Yeah. It's super fun.
It looks really fun to me. And I love the fact that you take in so much like creative information from the people you are directly connected to, whether they're comic book friends, your wife with the watercolor illustrations. Like it's so important, I feel like, as a creative person, to just take in as much as you can from all the people around you who are being creative, you know, share information, learn from each other. It's such a cool thing.
It is the way we grow. Like,
it's the only way you were going to grow.
Exactly. It's odd. Oddly enough, when I was in college, this is, you know, I graduated in 2007, so it's a little bit a minute. But I even remember back then that there was a lot of peers that would hide their process, hide the way they were. They were afraid. Even I had some teachers there at art school that were afraid the students would come up and somehow be able to take their job over time. It's like, come on, that's not a thing. You know,
the problem with it is it's been such a cutthroat situation for the majority of my life anyway, you know, in the creative arts of any kind, that I definitely grew up in that environment as well. You know, JD and I both graduated in 1996. So that was like prime time art school, you know, treat each other shitty about art. You know, people weren't as
weird.
No, I know. I never did understand it. It was always this competitive
even now,
bullshit.
Like even now, like with what I, you know, being a tattoo artist, like you come across people, and it's a lot of people, and you know, it doesn't matter who you are and what you do, they're always better, you know what I mean? And they're not going to share what they do, you know, to get this effect or texture or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's you know, I feel like in a lot of artistic fields, you know, there is a lot of ego that goes along with it.
Oh, very much so.
What I mean, and you can also tell those people too because they're fucking bored with everything they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone I talk to, they're fucking bored.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about that too is that, like, so in the concept art community, the biggest topic right now by far is AI. Both
Yeah.
what it's going to do to our industry and everything else. And when you really think about it, it's a problem that the industry brought upon itself because everybody's so hungry to get ahead of each other.
Right.
So they'll take whatever tool that they can and hoard that information and not share with others and everything else. The groups of people that thrive share because they then learn. I got into teaching for this reason, right?
Right.
I started teaching pretty much just out of college, and for kind of like for two reasons. And it's funny because I tell my class on the first day of class every year that, like, this is a social experiment for me. And they laugh, and I was like, no, but seriously, that's all this is. Like, I'm here to tell you all the things I know, and you're here to tell me bullshit, and then I have to prove it to you.
Right.
And if I can do it, we win, and you win. And
Right.
if I can't, I have to, like, question myself. And there's been definite times where I've been like, oh, maybe my thoughts on this have to be refined. And so then I go ahead and I push myself a little bit further, and I grow with them as just as well.
Sure.
And, you know, I think it's an essential thing that, like, really the community should be way more open than it has been in the past.
Yeah, I think that we were all sort of instilled with this thought process that we're supposed to walk into a room and pretend like we're smarter than everybody else, and that doesn't do anybody any good at all.
Yeah,
I know.
Pretend. What's this pretend that you're smart?
It's funny. There are two major art, well, maybe three major art schools in the LA area. One's Otis College of Art and Design. One is Art Center, which everybody's heard of, and then Cal Arts, which everyone has also heard of. And I went and checked out all three in high school and tried to see, like, okay, which one is the right one for me? And just given my personality type, I was looking at not only what were they making as artists, but what the culture was. And at the time, Otis College worked for me because it seemed a little bit more open and sharing type, where Art Center is just as cutthroat as you can. I mean, they pride themselves on a low success rate. I don't mean that.
That's so
that
crazy.
Is crazy. It's crazy. But they say that they've honed it down to the best of the best in the world, and maybe that's true. But I mean,
they think, but that's all a matter of perspective. That's not, see, because that's the funny thing about art. It's all about perspective. It's not.
Yeah.
There is no singular thing that is awesome in only one person's eyes. You know what I mean? Like, everybody sees something different. They all want to create something different. Somebody's painting might touch someone and someone else might think it's crap. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's such a weird realm to live in as be a creative person, because you are basically riding your success off on the opinions of others.
Yeah. I will say their opinion, just in case somebody finds us on YouTube later on. I do mentor at Art Center now, and that opinion is the whole industry is starting to see that, like, maybe we should share a little bit more, and so it's starting to move in that direction, fostering people. I'm seeing that, like, more and more, but, like, definitely the biggest detriment to the art community, in my opinion, hot take right now, was this website called conceptart.org. And man, I don't know if you guys remember that.
I've heard, I kind of vaguely remember it. Don't ask me to remember a whole lot. I'm not good at it.
This was an illustration website where people would, like, make threads of their sketchbooks, and some of the best artists that have ever worked definitely came up through that time. But they promoted this concept of the grind, right?
Right.
Of just, like, destroy your mental health and grind. And if you didn't make it, it's because of that. And that perpetuated in the late 90s into the early 2000s with art school, is because that was like the only really online resource at the time. Right. And it made everything really toxic. It's just no. I'm so glad that that site doesn't exist anymore.
Right. Yeah. I don't think it's always about the grind. I think sometimes it's about just finding your place of comfort as a creative person. Yeah. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly what everybody else is doing or what they want you to do. It should be what you directly want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just doesn't seem to work that way very often. There's always like excess guidance. I mean, if there's something you want to learn, you should be able to reach out to somebody who understands the thing you want to learn a little better than you do and see if you can't get some guidance, but you should never be pressed to learn something creatively.
Yeah, 100%. Agree with that.
Yeah, the boxed in. I got them. Nobody.
Like at the end of the day. Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, the tools and techniques are a dime a dozen and change.
Right.
You should be able to learn that easily. I mean, not the person learn. It's a struggle, no doubt.
Right.
But I mean, it should not have a friction to get there. Like that should be nice and
easy. Open. The tools should be easy to learn. The process is something you have to figure out for yourself. But having the tools availability is such a nice thing in the digital art world. Like I fought against it for a long time. I was a paper and pencil kind of kid, you know, just if you can't do it that way, then don't do it. You know what I mean? In my mind, that's what I told myself. But
I was the same
JD
way.
got me, with him and I have definitely had that similarity and conversation about that. But he got me an iPad Pro last year. Not this past Christmas, the Christmas before. Yeah, so I've had it for a year and a half now. And we had our problems in the beginning. I resisted a little bit. I found a screen protector that felt like paper, and that was kind of a game changer for me. You know, I'm 45. I'm a little stuck in my ways, you know. It's tough to teach an old dog new tricks, you know. But it's been a fun learning process. I definitely enjoy having so many options, and I don't have to ruin paper with an eraser. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to mess shit up, because sometimes you'll get so far and then you'll just do like a little mark to erase something and the paper shreds and you're done. It's over.
Oh yeah.
And but this gives you more of a chance, you know. I feel like a lot of the time.
I think the one thing that I've found with someone who has an appreciation for pen, for pencil, for that, is play with both and see if you can get them to work in concert with each other. Like this of just doing a rough and then printing that out in like a hue that you like on the paper and then doing something on top of that. I remember there's a YouTube guy, digital artist, who runs this thing in the fall called Inktober. His name's Jake Parker.
Yeah.
Cool guy. That's his process. Is he does a kind of like a mushy digital first pass, then prints it out, and then does spectacular ink on top of it. And I was like, oh my God, you can do that? And I thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute, musicians have been doing this for decades.
Right.
They play with all kinds of things.
Layering.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great idea. I always thought it was cool that JD did the comic book sketch situation with like red pen or red color pencil, blue color pencil, you know, kind of a thing to get his drawing just right. I always liked watching him do that, because I never did that. I didn't take classes to teach me how to do that. I never had witnessed anyone doing that. I didn't have friends that drew comics.
I mean, in all fairness,
most of my friends were painters.
I didn't go to school or anything. It was just something that kind of watched other people do, or just something that I don't know. Even on the iPad, like I'll draw I draw in red all the time.
I remember the one thing that caught me off guard. This guy, a friend of mine, George, in college, really good artist. I'll kind of give you an example of like what it, and it sounds so simple. So like for me, like I got to do my anatomy, kind of head thing.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and that
Yeah.
sort of stuff, like this, and got the whole thing down. Got
That's
that
what I
whole
do
thing.
too. A lot, sometimes, not all the time. No.
And then I would bring the arm out and do that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But he skipped that. He would just draw the hand, and I was like, "What? What are you doing? Like, how do you know that's the right spot?" And he was like, "What do you mean? It doesn't matter if it's the right spot because now I know this is here and I know this is here. I'm just gonna connect it."
Right. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, you can do that? That's illegal!" Like, there's no art police, bro.
That's so cool. Yeah, I mean, art police don't exist, so
Yeah.
do it how you want to do
Yeah, I
it,
mean, whatever works for you.
This is my favorite technique right now. Is this lasso fill? This guy named Kyle Webster. He's got this plugin. So what I do right now is I'll draw, and then I switch to my lasso. It's got already on delete, and just auto deletes it for me. So rather than erase, because erase tends to kind of sometimes leave a soft edge, and maybe I don't want that.
Right.
I can just come in here and be like, I want to get rid of that thing. I just want to get rid of that. I just want to carve this. So for someone who really likes ink, you can sketch in something like that, and then come in here with it and just kind of do the edge
Fine
work.
line it. Nice.
Yeah,
that makes
exactly.
sense. I see that too. Okay. I see what you're putting down there, buddy.
It's like negative painting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what's really weird? I do that when I sketch a lot. Because like I'm drawing a circle, I don't get out like tools or anything. I'll just sketch out the circle and just start to erase the jagged edges until I get it where I want
it. This is the freeing part of digital, is that like you can just keep
sculpting it out.
Yeah.
Right.
And
that's cool.
I know a lot of students and stuff like that have a hard time with digital up front. It just they can't get past the brushes and all this other stuff, and I totally get that. In fact, brushes do play a big part, but it's more about just finding something that's comfortable with it. Actually, here's my TED Talk. The crazy thing about like pencils that is not you can't replicate it, is that the pressure to put down onto a page is the same for everybody.
Right.
Think about that. Right? When you push down on a pencil and push that graphite down, and that graphite breaks away and kind of like rubs into the paper, it's the same for everybody. But that's not the case for this.
Yeah.
You have to like tailor make the pressure sensitivity to your particular hand. In fact, if you don't, it'll lead to carpal tunnel over time. I know this from personal experience. Then you got to do physical therapy and all that other stuff, and then you eventually get back to it. But that's what it. It's not. I feel like there should be a lawsuit with Wacom or something. But what it ends up happening, I realize, is that a lot of the online brushes, their pressure sensitivity is geared toward the artist that made it, and maybe they have like iron fists that they grind the fuck out of the tablet with. But if you have a soft touch,
that's the guy you don't want tattooing you.
No. See, I think that applies to like tattooing too. It's like someone who has like tattooing, ink, and I would say digital have to take into account the amount of pressure you are applying the material.
Right.
Whereas like some other mediums, that's not necessarily the case.
So unlike you know, a digital canvas or a piece of paper even, so you have you're using both of your hands.
Mm-hmm.
So you got your machine, you're holding like a pencil, or I mean more like a big fat crayon is how you're holding this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You got the bottom of your hand, you got to pull, and this hand you're pulling this way and this way,
Stretch.
so that you can get the stretch.
Wow.
So there's like even more work
Yeah.
into doing that. You know what I mean? So like you got the back of your hand and you got a 3-point stretch.
That's
and
also
you're
got to be kind of
still-
weird because as a person and drawing on paper, you're trying to keep your hand off of it as much as possible.
Yeah.
You know, and then to have to switch that would be a
So
little strange.
that's the problem I have. Like I'll be sitting there drawing on my iPad and I find myself doing this. You know, I find myself
Trying
doing
to
the
stretch the
3-point.
iPad.
Yep.
Hmm.
So
Speaking of the, go ahead.
Oh, there's one thing I love about especially hearing other mediums work is, and I wanna ask this question to see if it's true, is that you can already feel a good line coming out before you finish it, right? Like you can, as you're doing it, that muscle memory is just so built in that you know it's coming out and it'll reach the right spot. You can already feel how it's going to pull off the page or pull off the skin. That's like one thing I have to like teach students. Like when I teach them a little bit of like connecting dots, most of the time they're like following the line with their eyes. I was like, that's not where you're looking here.
Yep.
You gotta.
It's like,
you're not even looking at this. You're just like letting your hand get there.
Yep.
You know, and just doing
like,
that over and over again.
It's like looking
like
down
fucking
the
softball
gun
you
sights.
know,
Yeah,
watch ball.
Exactly.
You look
exactly.
at the front post of a gun sight, not the back post.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And then it just becomes feel after that. Then you can just do it. And then when it comes to digital for me, and then this is the other thing, is that like your arm is geared in such a way that you like use your shoulder and all this other stuff. But everybody has like a natural movement. For me, it's this. It's just like pretty much all my drawing is this. That's all I'm doing all day. And then I just rotate the page as needed. You know, I can draw like more complex shapes and stuff like that, but for the most part,
you don't have
knowing what your limitation is as far as like how far you can actually physically draw something, and then working with that,
right,
is what will make you a better artist.
So that was something that I had to learn. You know, tattooing people, like you can't spin the canvas. You know
right.
what I mean? So you gotta kind of adjust. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you find yourself in some very odd positions trying to pull off a line or like shade this thing correctly, you know.
Knowing like what your body, that's actually one of the things that I love about art. And another thing that again, talking with students, stuff like that, is that, oh, I just lost the power.
Uh-oh.
Did you hear that?
Uh-oh.
Yep, I hear
Are we
that
gonna
one.
lose
Oh
you?
no, this has been happening every day the last few days, so this might be my last statement for now.
Okay.
If this does not come back on, that's very strange. But what I'll say is that art is a very athletic medium. And by the way, I have battery backup, so I think I have like 15 minutes. But art is a very athletic medium. And so it's about like, just like with athletics, you got to get that mental game going.
Yeah.
And you got to have the know what your range is, like what your physical range is, and then you meet in between with your ideas, and then you make something kind of cool.
I agree.
I'm
That's
gonna
awesome.
save this.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that was a short show. Oh, PG&E, my bane of existence. I don't know
Yeah.
what they've been doing over here, but that since Sunday, the power's been going out periodically. I live in the North Bay, so it's a little, odd.
That stinks. That's ridiculous. Well, I'm glad you
Well.
you managed to work things out and jump in tonight and hang out with us.
Yeah, it was great having you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I gave you an hour. If you'll have me back again, I'll continue to rant
Oh
and
my
talk
God,
toys and
anytime.
everything
Oh,
else.
please!
Definitely.
You let us
Yeah,
know when you
man.
have
Yeah.
time. Right now we're doing every other Wednesday, so next Wednesday will be figure banging. You
Yeah.
let us know you want to jump on
I
and hang out.
I will
Yeah.
say this right now. I'd love to be on the next one. So
Okay.
I've got a
yeah,
I've got
let's
a
do
whole
it.
slew
do
of
it.
questions for you, Joseph, but I didn't want to just
Oh,
jump in
perfect.
because the conversation was going. So
Well,
but we'll get to that.
This is a cliffhanger right now. It's even more perfect that
yeah.
I'm like being underlit.
Yeah.
You know, it's
To be continued. Dot dot
Yeah.
to
dot.
be continued.
Yeah.
All right, time to go make some phone calls angrily at my power company.
Well, thanks for jumping in. If anybody listening, anybody watching, anybody in the chat wants to find you, ask you questions, or just connect, where can they find you?
So the easiest place is probably Instagram, josephkennedy.art. I pretty much have all the josephkennedy.art. That's even my website. Instead of .com, it's .art.
Nice.
I have a Discord, but I'd have to just get a link out to that. Easiest place is just message me on Instagram if you have any questions about the gaming industry or art related anything, or if you want to talk Diaclone, I'm happy to do it and share my spicy thoughts.
Diaclone.
Anybody out there in California want to hook up with Joe and do some meetups?
Yeah.
That might be kind of cool too.
Yeah.
Dude, I was suggesting that there should be like a West Coast realm. You know, I'm not going to be Scarlet Witch, but like somebody needs to do it.
Yeah, there's not many of us over here.
Yeah.
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 Do,
Mike's
do you go to Emerald City?
No, I've never been there.
Warren?
I've
Dude, great
there's
show.
a couple guys that own a toy store here, and
Uh-huh.
they went and they said there were so many people that was so busy you couldn't even get through,
Oh, yeah.
and it just
It's
kind
packed.
of ruined the experience for them. So I mean, they had fun while they went, but it was like, yeah, it's just because they have so few shows over here. When they do have them, it's like
Yeah.
the goddamn Super Bowl coming to town, and you know, tickets are
There-
nuts expensive and everything. And
I have a
but
show
no, I have
coming
not
up.
been.
It's a fantastic. There's a couple shows I'm doing in the future, even in the Bay Area. I'll post some links on my Instagram. But there's one in the fall called Lightbox. It's a big art show down in Pasadena, California, which is not that far away from Frankenstein. So maybe we set some type of meetup for those that are in the Southern
you go.
California area for like a
Yeah.
Frankenstein's trip. Get some
Yeah.
carne asada, get some toys.
That
Can't
sounds
go
like a
wrong.
good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
Joe,
toy show coming
I mean,
down to
there's
LA.
three people. There's three people that I know that are doing that all the time. Esteban,
Okay.
who you know from Nerd Rage Radio lore and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and Calum as
Calum.
well,
Yeah, Kalen. Yeah.
and there's
Sure,
Kale, also in that area. Are you a Star Wars fan at all?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right, well that's their bread and butter.
Yeah,
So
you're in
they're
you're in
always
good
going
company
to
then.
Disneyland to go to see the Millennium Falcon and all that stuff out there and stuff.
It's
So,
amazing.
yeah.
Well, until next time.
Well, real quick, I know you
Yes.
got a few more beeps left in you, but are you watching Ahsoka and what do you think?
I have not started it yet.
All right.
I will. It's been one of those things that like I'd rather binge a show, so I'm waiting to the end and then just kind of like go watch the whole thing at once and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Work's been a little tough to kind of like get a show going. Andor was amazing, so
Yes.
Yeah.
you know, like I'm actually kind of excited that Star Wars
High
feels
hopes.
like it's on an upswing.
Good.
Yeah,
Look
Can't
at
wait.
it. Look at it with some positive eyes. Yeah.
100%. It's
Yeah.
got to be fun. I
Get
mean,
them
come on
kid
now. At the end of the day,
goggles on.
exactly.
You need them kid goggles.
You know, we all liked prequel when we were like, you know, young. Come on now, don't lie.
Right.
Well,
To find
you know,
new Star Wars. New Star
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on tonight, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah,
All right,
man.
awesome.
Thanks
Thank
a
you so
bunch.
much.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see you
Thanks
next
again,
time.
Joseph.
See
I'll
ya.
see you in 2 weeks.
All right.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. This was fun, guys. I like this.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Learning new things. I like learning new things.
Learning. Should be learning. Everybody should be learning, sharing and learning.
I was gonna ask him a psychological question. Whenever I was like young and in high school, junior high, I used to always doodle around on my peaches and stuff with just a regular ballpoint pen, or just make drawings of Eddie from Iron Maiden, or whatever. And I would just do the shading with a pen too. I just start really dark on the pages, just kind of go like that, around the corners, like he was talking about how hard you press with a pencil. And then everybody's like, "Dude, how do you do that with that?" And they're like, "Oh, you gotta try it with a pencil." I'm like, "No, I've just always done it with a pen." And I said, "I don't want to even mess around with a pencil, because if I have the ability to erase it, I'm going to get sloppy, and I'm going to start." And like you said, you start erasing crap, it ruins the whole picture. And I'm like,
I know, yeah.
So, and I would do that. There was times I wish I was using a pencil, but I can hide stuff pretty good too. So.
Well, that's the true expertise. Is can you hide your mistake?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that works for most jobs.
Yeah, my dad told me when I was a kid, he goes, "Yeah, it's not how good of a carpenter you are, or a machinist, or an electrician. It's how well you can hide a fuck up."
Yep. That's
or fix a fuck up.
Fix your fuck ups.
It's not how good of a tattoo artist you are. How well can you hide that mistake?
Oh, you probably have lots of people wanting you to fix mistakes, huh? With that.
Oh no,
covering
I make
up
mistakes.
Covering up old other people's tattoos that they feel may have been a bad judgment call at the time.
Yeah, there are plenty of those, but yeah.
Well,
what did you think about this Valkyrie pack, Brian?
I love it. I think it's great. I love
Valkyrie?
Cobra Troopers, and they did these really well.
I'm not sold on the blast effects, really. They're a little too...
yeah, I was messing around with it, but then I can't be bothered. It's too much
they're
work.
too, I don't know, they just don't match very well. They're too gummy looking.
Yeah.
Not that that's a bad thing, but...
Gummy.
I really do like the, I think I might try to put like an earth wash on this. Probably.
Oh, the tan things, yeah.
Yeah, bring out, because it's weird. It's like, they got the super dark blue outfits with this glowing tan harnesses and web gear and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, that kind of sounds like a sore thumb, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, the sculptor.
And all that is an homage to fucking 25th anniversary shit.
Yeah, I figured as much.
I think they should have just stuck to the black straps. I see everybody trying to dye theirs, and it didn't turn black. It turned brown.
No, I'm gonna have them wear it proud.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go for some brown, but maybe like a black wash or something might do something.
Now, if this was a desert cami outfit, those would be perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a fodder bin for my G.I. Joe stuff.
I mean, I pretty much I bought 2 because I wanted 2 sets of the black weapons.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make 4 individuals.
Yeah. I love hanging out with you guys, but I need to go lay back down. I feel terrible.
No.
I just don't have the energy to sit here anymore.
I'm very happy and glad that you came and visited.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's always nice to see you guys.
Yeah.
It's always nice to see all the lovely people in the chat. I did scroll through, and hi everybody. I'm glad you all stopped by, and I don't know. I'm gonna go take some medicine and lay down. Do you hear my nose? It probably sounds worse to me than anywhere. I can hear it here, and I can hear it in. I just feel like I sound like I drank way too much scotch and smoked too many cigars to not just sound like shit right now.
You sound pretty normal to me, actually.
Okay,
but,
good.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I
well,
can hear it, but
I'm gonna go lay down.
I'm also in like the same boat, so
I know. We're both like nasally and gross right now.
mm-hmm.
It's so awesome. Anyway,
So awesome.
I'm gonna go lay down. Thank you, Andrea.
All right.
You have a good night. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Take care, Chan.
Bye.
Love you too.
Love you too.
And I'm gonna mute here for a second because gonna Dremel real quick.
Gonna Dremel.
No?
I'm just over here catching up on my Diaclone purchases. It's three things dropped in the last 2 weeks. So I'm
Brian's
just checking to see
happy to have a Diaclone buddy now.
if I want to, like, how much would I save import? But you know, the shipping just really sucks the savings away right now. So sometimes I just go straight to BBTS, but I need to calculate the math.
$4 flat rate shipping.
Yeah, so for instance, there's an exclusive one that's out right now. So here we go, Scott. So here we are. So why don't I share and I'll show you. All right. So I like this other presentation side better. Yeah, it works. No, it's covering up. No, it's fine. So anyway, just filling out my spreadsheet here. And so you can see here my little notes for myself. But these are the three that just dropped. And we have, say, BBT MSRPs go with US retail. So this tactical mover here is $68. Where was I? I was on Anime Export right now. So you're looking to save $22 basically. And then this one down here is 48, where you save 16, around $15. But the problem is the international shipping is so high now that, like, this would you'd end up not saving any money. The exclusive ones, you will not find on Amazon Japan. You will not find them on AmiAmi, but Anime Export, you do get them. But the Anime Export price for this one, it's sold out anyway. 16800 yen conversion, $114. So there's really not much saving on when you're looking for the exclusives. And so what I was going to do now is I was going to go out to Amazon Japan, see if I could find these, and see with Amazon Japan, they actually tell you what the shipping is going to be ahead of time, so I can see if there's any savings to be got right now. So I'm just going to go over there, check that out. And like, this is the only thing that I have left where there is like a thrill of a hunt kind of thing. Like, remember in the early days with Masterpiece, you know, do you go US retail? Do you go, you know, import type stuff? And, you know, same thing with the Figure Arts, kind of playing that same game, but Figure Arts has been basically non-prolific at all for the last couple of years. So there's nothing to get. How does Transformers even make Takara even make MP Transformers anymore? Well, they got that Skyfire lately, But like you see deals on US websites for that now, and so it's not really worth chasing that stuff down. Um, so this is the only one that I still kind of have some fun with, trying to chase down the best deal. But even that little fun time is starting to dry up because of the shipping, just taking the discounts away. Kind
You
of
delve
stinks.
into it a lot deeper than I do. I've almost exclusively BBTS. Before that, it was TF Source and the occasional eBay purchase. But I've never even looked at like Amazon Japan or any of these other sites. There's a few
Yeah,
more that I hit now. Um, that one, others, they're not necessarily all Transformers, but what's that? Shozy Store. I've been buying a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
stuff there lately.
yeah. eBay used to be another one to look for too because there were a couple sellers where where they would have really good deals as
Mm.
well. Okay, so here's
And
one.
as far as
There's the other
mythics
one.
go, I almost have gotten into the habit of just waiting for BBTS to get them because, like you said, with the shipping, if you're paying like 60, $70 for shipping across the United States, shit, that's versus $4 shipping and then tax, it's almost a wash,
Yeah,
Mhm.
depending on how many you get. Like if you get a lot of figures, it works out. I mean, you can come down to $10 savings here, $20 savings there, but being able to keep my money for the next 2 years is kind of attractive too, instead of having to spend it
yeah.
for nothing.
And this one here is not eligible for US purchase yet. So, well, I don't know. Let me see. Unless I got a different seller. Oh, wait, here we go. Here we go. I'm just trying to make sure I don't dox myself here. So, hold on one second. One of the other tricks is, that's interesting. So we have, in the previous listing, it was 80, no, it was, so there's only one offer available here for us. And usually when you add this stuff to your cart, the price goes down. Just bear with me here a second. Yes, here it is. So, see this price here that they have it listed for, 8,500 yen.
Mhm.
When you put it into your cart, you can see that the price goes down because it's different based on where you are. Like they'll adjust the price. So when you're buying from Amazon Japan, always put it in your cart. And here's that shipping. Oh, so, yeah, what are we at? 17227, $117. So, ouch, right? Like
Mhm.
So how do you pay
that's
for that? Do you just do the conversion and then hit purchase, or?
yeah, it'll automatically you can pay with a US credit card and it'll automatically convert it to dollars.
Okay.
Something is seriously not right here. This is 7727. What's 7727? 52. All right. So, yeah, there's the difference there. So, 52 versus so Anime Export had it for $46. Amazon Japan has it for $52. U.S. retail 68, but you saw that shipping, dude. This is fucking brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And with Anime Export, you can kind of predict what the shipping's going to be, or Ami will sometimes Ami will do they have like a calculator. You can try to figure it out, but at this point, I think I'm just doing U.S. retail for this stuff now, unless I can combine stuff. So the other thing I used to do at Ami, like with the Star Wars figure arts and the Marvel figure arts and this, you can start combining your orders together to save on shipping, and but still, it's a dance because these things are always getting delayed and stuff like that. And so then your combined orders end up either becoming really really delayed and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just a pain. So yeah.
You got 3 items that are sitting right there, and you're waiting for the 4th, and they won't ship until the 4th gets there.
Exactly. But Scott, since you asked, Ami is the other site that I used to use quite a bit. So they got everything here. One of the other things you want to check here is Ami does pre-owned stuff. And you can find some pretty good deals on some things that came out in the past. And the stuff that I've gotten, you can look up what their ratings are for, like, is it just the box that's messed up, versus other things, and you might be able to find some choice items in here that you're looking for a pretty decent price. Again, the shipping kind of sucks, but is what it is.
Well, I mean, you get an item that's kind of hard to find, or something you really want, and it's at a discount. You know what I mean? It might be worth it.
Yeah, and so yeah, the shipping is high. So maybe we'll see a listing later on with different shipping as well, because that shipping was way higher than what I've seen in the past. And usually, if they're offering Prime or whatever it is, you'll see 2 options: the speedy delivery and the one that's a little bit slower. So, and then here, vehicle set from damage for 89. Yeah, so $60 shipped. Ouch. The other thing too is just, the stuff like on Anime Export, stuff will sell out usually pretty fast, especially since they have the exclusives up there. And I don't know how the folks over in the other hemisphere get those exclusives unless they get them like directly from Takara Tomy or something like that. But they're the ones that usually sell out the fastest. But sometimes it's good to play the waiting game to see what the U.S. retailers are going to end up with. But usually the U.S. retailers are a couple days behind putting up their stuff. The other thing I like about BBTS is I always get an email from them because I bought Diaclone from them before. So, like today,
Oh yeah, they always get the recommended.
Yeah, it always shows up in my emails like, "Hey, we got this listed now." I'm like, "Thank you, Joel."
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Joel.
Yeah, Joel, BBTS.
Yep.
I get half my emails are from BBTS, the other half are from Joel from BBTS.
Yep. And Hanny used to carry them from time to time, but I haven't seen him carry any Diaclone stuff lately. I think he even might have had some at BotCon, now I think about it. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, he did.
Because because I've got some of the bigger stuff from him in the past.
One thing I will say about
He's
classified
got
is there's no shortage of weapons.
That's true.
Mhm.
Each one of these gals got like 20 fucking weapons. Pistols, a knife, and two submachine gun and a rifle.
Yeah,
Good
Hanny's
soldier.
only got a couple mech suits. But everything else is out of stock. God, he's got some old stuff listed on here. But I can't believe Joe is also a fully complete Diaclone collector. Damn, never thought I'd meet another person crazy enough to do that. And then he's got all the parts color coordinated because he had to
Break all the
consolidate
boxes
space
down
for
and-
his move. That's funny.
Well, guys, what do we say we wrap this up, huh?
Yeah, I'm
only saying that because I have to go to the bathroom.
I've got
Yeah, it's just
dinner
sitting
that
here.
needs getting
Eating?
to. So I'm pretty good.
Heck yeah.
This is fun messing with these things.
Yeah, that his tank can't get here soon enough.
Oh
I know,
God, no
right?
kidding. I got all four of them open at the same time, and I'm just like, okay, what are you gonna get? What are you gonna get?
Somebody was showing when I opened these a while back. Somebody's talking about other companies that do blast effects. Is it Bobby? Is he doing? Does he have a blast effect
Yeah.
Yeah,
kit?
Action Force has them. You can. It's like $3 on his site for a big one that has a hole in it, a big one that has a stem on it, and a small one that I believe has a stem on it to go in like a pistol. I like those ones much better.
Let's take a quick look.
I mean, the paint job on these is fine. I got nothing against the paint job. It just doesn't quite look. It looks a little. I mean, they're like bright red. You know, muzzle flashes are not bright red.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, just go to shop and scroll down to the bottom. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Up. Keep going up.
All right, guys. I'll be right back.
All right. There you go. Right there.
Oh,
to the
this
left.
right here?
Yep. $3. So those are all trans, and they're very realistic looking, I think.
Yeah.
Some of the weapons have like holes in the barrel, and some of them have like a very skinny barrel that thing just slides over the top of.
Right. I thought I saw
So that's
something else. Let's see here.
they also have the weapon sets, and most of those come with a bunch of blast effects too.
Oh, they do. Let's see.
There's none anywhere right now. I don't think
Oh, because this is.
they're all sold out. That's just a box of weapons. That might have blast effects in it. Yeah, 30 muzzle flash effects. So that's got quite a few. That's like the
Oh,
huge box
but
of
it's
weapons
just these
there.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah, 1 second.
it's the
Let me
same
see
one.
something. You know, I bought that set, so I don't know what I did with it. But I should go in there and get the blast effects out.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, as you look at, if you can see that, Brian, that looks like an actual blast effect coming out of her weapon,
Yeah. Yeah,
especially
I
when
see
there's
it.
light behind it.
Let's see if these guys have anything. Let me know if you see something on here. Maybe I should just search to see what this is. I'm sure there's other things. Look, a cigar set. That's funny. Alright, well, I guess I'll make my order at PBTS then. JD went to the bathroom, you said?
Yeah.
So the other thing too is with me being in Delaware, I have the luxury of not having to pay tax. So that also
Yeah,
factors into things.
I remember you said that.
Like for instance,
That's,
Scott said he got that set from Amazon Japan, and that has the tax built in. Actually, before I make this purchase, I'm curious to see what Amazon Japan would show for me for the vehicle set.
yeah, my wife has friends that are down in Oregon, and Oregon doesn't have state tax, so she takes advantage of that to go shopping all the time.
Yeah, see, I'm not getting the Amazon Japan listing for this either, which is so strange. Unless it's sold out. Maybe they sold out. That's interesting.
Oop.
So yeah, you must have got it from Amazon Japan themselves. Huh. Because Diaclone's all the rage. Stuff sells out quick now. I'm gonna have to raise a complaint in my Facebook group chat that has all the Diaclone collectors in it. Like, why are you guys not posting this stuff in chat when you see it right away? Of course, I've been busy, and maybe I've been missing the messages as well. But yeah, shame. Check out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go buy like $100 worth of those muzzle effects. They just kind of polish off the figure.
Yeah, he says the Chosen Prime is under 50. Well, I mean, BBTS had it for 48, so that's also under 50. So, Yeah, that works. Upload, update the spreadsheet. That's done. Updated the graphs already today. All right, JD, where are you? I'm ready to close it out. Mike, are you collecting any of the Thundercats or Silverhawks?
No. No, I like the Thundercats and I like the cartoon, but I just never. I've got to draw the line somewhere. I actually got rid of a lot of my Motu stuff. I still have a handful of classics, but that's about it.
Scott, are you gonna be buying that TFC Black Optimus Prime thing that that we showed that kind of works with Diaclone? Oh, damn, it shows he doesn't have a price yet, but it's 220 on TF Source. He's very tempted. And I suspect Shozy price probably isn't going to be that much. Well, it might. It might be different. Some of their other versions are somewhat cheaper than US retail. Some of them. Do they have that toy Magic Square Prime up yet? What is that? Some kind of KO Studio Series or something. Pre-order for that Prime. Damn, they don't have the full price listed yet. This is riveting podcasting, Mike.
Sorry, I'm all fucking dressing these ladies up. Yeah, I used to dabble with drawing a long time ago, then just kind of got out of it and never got back into it.
I used to draw as a kid. Uh, I used to think it was great, but I'm sure it's not that great. Some of the stuff that I drew.
I do some things, and the teachers are all, is Michael having problems at home?
What else is on my shopping list? Let's see. That's it.
Did you go in on the cosmic wave?
No, I need to do that.
You got till the 17th.
Yeah. Should probably just do that now. I think I'm going all in.
It's a good deal. It's like $300 for everything.
Yeah. Yeah, just do a one all in. I don't think I'm looking to get duplicates of any of these just yet. I think I am gonna want to get duplicates of like the big beefy spacesuit guy, but I'm not ready to do that yet.
I'm gonna get, at least I think I'm gonna get the all in. I might just get it from BBTS. I'm not sure. Valiverse has that truck coming out, and I might want 2 of them, and those are like 185, so $400 after tax at least, and that's pretty much my allowance for the month. So unless I sell anything else, I'm gonna have to kind of hold off. But that one figure that looks kind of like the little beast that was, I believe they said in the lore, that was attacking the little electric fence they had set up. He like kind of looks like a kind of almost like a lion. He walks on his 4 legs.
This thing?
Yeah, that dude right there. Yeah, exactly that guy. I think I might need a couple of those, maybe
Really?
3 of those. Yeah, I really like that one. I think that's my favorite one of the lot. I've always liked the aliens and shit. Any like humanoid type shit's like, yeah, that's cool, but I want aliens and robots.
Yeah, so this is the one here that I would debate getting multiples of.
Yeah, that one's cool. For that price, you get a lot of shit with that.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly a 4 Horsemen spokesman, but I mean, that's a pretty good deal for all the shit that comes with. And all of those suits are different.
Yeah. There's this one, then there's this lady
The
one.
purple one. Yep. A little bit shorter. Different sculpts in the detail. Yeah, it's pretty badass looking there. Yeah, I might just have to sell a couple mythics and get this all-in set. Then I don't have to worry about it.
And then this is pretty cool.
That thing's pretty badass there. I'd like to have a whole bunch of those mechanical heads right there just for customs.
Okay, sorry guys.
Yeah, it's a badass looking figure. Welcome back.
Thanks. My stomach got really upset there for a minute.
Just looking at mythics.
That last
Cosmics,
one looked almost like the Avatar. You know, the lion people or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That green dude too on the left, I like him a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He looks like he'd fit right in with the Savage Crucible.
Yeah.
Yes, I need to place this order. and I should just do it tonight while I'm checking stuff off the list. I don't know. Do I get another one of these? Maybe I do. Not sure.
They'll be on BBTS for quite a while if you do.
Yeah, but I'd rather pay $48 than these. He'll probably be like 60, right?
Yeah, with $4 shipping.
Even and if I was to catch these at at a con from the Store Horseman table, I'm guessing, God, they probably have them for 50, most likely, which probably wouldn't be bad.
If you're gonna go ahead and get the all-in, if it was me, I'm not trying to tell you how to buy your toys, but I'd probably just throw 2 in. Get the all-in and that guy too.
Throw in a couple more.
Then you won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, they're easy enough to sell later. To at least get your money back, right?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what's my password for this site? I can't remember. Yeah, I'm surprised it's actually been a light month for me for bills since the last pay period.
Toys.
All the stuff that I've gotten in, a lot of it was paid for already. And the only other big expense was the hotel room for BotCon. And part of it was already paid for with a deposit, so.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun seeing you guys there.
Heck yeah.
I wish it wasn't so few and far between.
Right.
Add to cart. Add 2 more of those to cart. View cart. Check out.
Late night shopping with Brian Brink.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
I might as well do it now or I'm going to forget. And then comes the ultimate decision of, do I want FedEx or USPS? FedEx. Cat's Lair Sunday. Man, I'm going to be stressing out about that all day. I don't know what to do.
Did you pre-order it yet?
Nope. And
I thought you were all in on that.
I thought I was. I really did. But I think I'm not. I think I'm just, that's a ridiculous thing. Like, there's things in this hobby when you're collecting so much stuff, and then sometimes you just gotta let go of the big one. And then it's like a cascading effect of like, you see, Brian, you survived. You didn't buy a Cat's Lair and you're still alive. Everything's still fine and good. And then it goes to the next thing, or it's like, oh, maybe I don't need this either, or this, and you just start canceling pre-orders. Like for instance, well, those cosmics are pre-ordered. That just got done. Like I was all in on all of Keith's car bots that he had coming out from ESPYs. The Omnibots I'm still in on, but then I was gonna get all the racing versions. But then after seeing them in hand and seeing that a lot of the paint apps are stickers, I was like, I still want it until one day I just was like, said I'm canceling it. And then I canceled the runabout and run amok, and I canceled the. He's got some throttle bot, and then what else? The double agent guy. It's like, you know, and it's like kind of breaking my heart because I love cars that turn into robots, and I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood right now to just cancel everything. So I canceled all of it. And then yeah, so here's Scott talking about this 4-foot Metroplex. Did you guys see that? Lewin Toys, they're the ones that made the giant MP10.
I did not
4-foot
that,
tall
no.
Metroplex. Someone saw it. A price for it was $900.
Goodness.
And I think that price fits a 4-foot tall transformer. I think that's a decent price, actually.
Depends on how much air is inside of it, I suppose.
Yeah, but the thing
Is
is
it a
pretty
big,
cool
big
looking.
hollow bathtub toy, or is it like super? I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen nothing.
And then there's the other Legend Scale Metroplex, that Soyang Project or whatever they're called. That thing looks pretty cool. 18 inches tall. I was thinking about maybe getting that and then selling the Hasbro one that I have. You can't see it. It's up there.
I don't have any room to buy anything big.
Yeah.
I mean, I just had to clear out all my chug size shit to make room for Action Force and Joe's, and I mean it looks good, but I feel like I just betrayed half of my collection. Most of my Make Toy shit's now in totes or back in their original box. I had 3 of the Giants and the Computron, and boy, that's fucking an exercise on your fingertips trying to transform that shit back to what it was.
Yeah, it is.
Good God. I broke 2 spudgers in the process.
Damn. Spudger down.
That's right. You did have all those devastated. You had multiple Toy Worlds too, didn't you?
2, just 2. I have the yellow and the green.
Yeah.
I got the Hasbro Combiner Wars one, which is it's cool, but I got the Hercules still.
Yep, still got Hercules.
I've got 3 Make Toys because I got the green one and the yellow one, and I bought another green one just for the bots. Have them in bot mode or truck mode. And I think I've got some other random shit tucked away somewhere.
Whew. That was almost my finger.
Alright. Check Cosmics off the list. Oh, I have some other collecting things I need to do. I want to make a spreadsheet for Thundercats Ultimates. Because the Cat Slayer reinvigorated me to go in and kind of get the ones that I didn't get. But now that I've decided not to go on the Cat Slayer, now I feel like I don't have to go do that anymore. Yeah, talk about hype, man. That Cat Slayer was just a bunch of hype. And I need to make a Silverhawks Ultimate spreadsheet. Because I need to make decisions there as well. Because there's stuff out right now that I'm afraid if I don't get it soon, it's going to come out of stock. And the last thing I would want to do is pay any kind of surcharge on an Ultimates figure.
Yeah. I feel like none of that stuff really holds its value, though.
Yeah, but I'm thinking some of this stuff. Like I know a lot of the turtle stuff went on sale. Some of the Thundercats did, but especially like the obscure characters. But the main cast, like Chitara and Tigra, kept holding their value. The Tigra especially has actually gone up in price. I think they made, because they make this stuff based on the pre-orders that come in for the most part. So I think there's different runs of each figure, and I have a feeling, with the Silverhawks, maybe a lot of people didn't go in and buy as many as, like, say, with the turtles and stuff, and we may see some shortages of characters if you're not careful. If you really want something.
I ain't scared.
Yeah, I don't know.
What I should do is go through my goddamn mythic totes and start loading those out.
Yeah, I have some time coming up that I'm gonna take some vacation and really dig into those. I really actually want to make an entire inventory of what I've got. Um, I went through a bunch of stuff and a bunch of boxes and started to be like, oh, got one of those, got one of those. Oh, look, here's another one of those. Oh, look, here's another one of those. Oh, look, there's another one of those. I was like, all right, I got to keep going through these boxes and then figure out how many duplicates that I have and really start thinking about, okay, here's what I can live without now that the hype period's over.
I've got 5 of those big black totes. I think they hold 29 figures, 29 mythics each, and most of them, they're all full except for the last one's like half full.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing as you, I was looking for, like, all the demons are in this one, all the female warriors in this one, orcs in this one, skeletons in this one, builders in this one, whatever. And I'm like looking through, and I'm like, God damn, I know he had another Cassia. And I found one. I'm like, oh, cool, here's one. Oh, here's another one. And it ended up I had like 6 of them. I'm like, oh, that's right. When they have the 4 horsemen were having their in stock sale,
Warehouse sale.
there was a shitload of them, and nobody was buying them. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna grab a whole bunch of them, and
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
they had all the parts that I wanted to use for customs, is why I bought so many.
The bare-chested dwarf guy with the red mohawk.
Oh, Thorgan.
Yeah.
Redfin.
Dude.
Yeah.
Last NJCC, and I was getting stuff together, I was like, damn, there's another one of these, and another one, another.
Those dudes sell for a pretty penny, I think.
Dude, I had them on my table for 150.
Did you sell them?
I sold 2 of them, but
Nice.
it's funny though. I cut deals on each one, right? And 150 was actually lower than they were on eBay, sold listings.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, you take 120 or 130, or they start bundling stuff together. And I was like, yeah, sure, bundle all you want. You know, it's fine. I bought this for $35. You know,
the more you buy.
Yep.
But I remember it was at the end of that show, and there's these 2 guys that just keep walking around. You know, they got a little bit of money left, and they're keeps walking by my table. I'm like, look, man, what is it? Like, I'm gonna start packing up here in 10 minutes. And he's like, he picks up the Torgan Redfin. I have $150 on it. He goes, you know, I don't want to lowbuy, but you know, will you take 100 for this? I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Oh wow.
He was like, he's like, damn, I just needed to ask, right? And I was like, yep.
You got a good deal. Well, you're going there to sell shit and make money, so.
It's funny, like a lot of the stuff that I sell there.
$65 profit.
Well, the thing is, a lot of the stuff that I sell there, I don't make money on. So it's like Mythics was the only thing that I had that was holding its value on that table, right? So yeah, but yeah, he's like, man, that was easy. I thought you were gonna haggle with me. Yeah, I didn't have the heart to tell him that I paid $35 for that figure.
He probably knew.
But I did.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's usually pretty obvious. Like, yeah, I bought this when it came out.
Yeah.
I would guess that a lot of people that sell mythics bought them at cost and are trying to get their profit out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe they're just trying to make money, or you know, who knows.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some more together for the next spring show. I don't know though. I think the more I look, it's like there's some that I've never opened, but I don't want to get rid of them. Like Grisha the Slitherer. I've never opened it, but I don't think that's a figure I want to let go of. Right?
That one's worth a lot of money too.
Yeah, I bet, dude. We're at RetroCon. The Green Dragon which is one of the first ones I ever bought. I mean, it was like $400, and I was like,
The
what?
Green Dragon?
But the thing is, it's like no one bought it at the show, you know? It's like you
What
gotta
Green
find
Dragon?
that right person. But maybe if I put $200 on it, would someone buy it? You know?
You mean
What
the
Green
bird?
Dragon?
Yeah, Grayleon or
Oh,
Drayleon.
okay.
Oh,
I never did buy any of those.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Like, that was the first time I ever bought any. We saw the Four Horsemen were at Toy Con that one year, and this is when nobody had any idea what this stuff was, and they're just hanging out, chilling. They got a table full of bird figures, right? And I was like, wow, the detail on these things is incredible. I was like, how much are these? And they're like $35. It's like, well, I'm gonna buy three, you know? And then here I am looking at, God, how long ago was that, JD? Was that 2017, 18
it
maybe?
was a long time ago, that's for sure. It
Yeah,
was
now
a
it's
bit
like
ago.
I see those birds, man, going for big money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they
Big
are.
money.
Chan just sold all of ours except for like 3 of them.
Yeah.
She, well, we'll just say she bought a new washer and dryer with that money.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But the thing is, like, the ones that I have left, I like. Like, I don't want to sell them. I don't care what they're worth. Some of them. But like I said,
Yeah, I
once
don't.
Necronominus Wave comes in, I'm gonna put those 4 faction horsemen or whatever, put some displays together, admire them for like 6 months, and then be like, oh, I did it. I completed the 4 horsemen and their minions. Take a few pictures, then box them up, and then I'm gonna keep my Xylonia's flock and related faction figures and some orcs, goblins, and ogres, and then I'm gonna get rid of the rest. And I'll keep the Motu ones too, just for fun. That'd be a fun collection to have. And it's kind of fun that you get to chase 2 down every year because they make 2 homages a
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Whiplash, and what's the other one this year?
Many
the Manny
faces.
Faces, yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And
One from Cosmic and one from
yeah. And then I'll just sell the rest and just go Cosmic, I think, for a while. All right, are we ready to go? We're just in here chatting.
Yeah, I'm good.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take the heat gun to some of these weapons. I think. Took them out of their little thing, and the rifle barrel goes. Ring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Did you get an Arctic bat? Mine was like that.
I've got 2 of them. I haven't opened them yet. Gary actually gifted me one, and everything on that one seems okay.
Yeah. You're gonna be a little disappointed. I don't know if I'll let you be disappointed on your own, or I could just tell you. Are you ready?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's have it.
So, just a couple things. He has his backpack for his accessories, but he doesn't come with any accessories except for the chainsaw. So, I'm like, what? You couldn't throw in some extra stuff in there? It's like it's just empty. And then the only other disappointing thing is, you see how the chainsaw is on the backpack? It actually the only reason why it's on there is I jammed some like plastic from an Amazon package in the hole.
Oh.
Otherwise, the peg is too skinny and it doesn't stay in and it just drops out. I'm like,
damn.
that's what bats do. Like, you had one job. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you screw that up? But it was an easy fix. So, but yeah. But other than that, it's like really cool.
Yeah, I like the extra head. and the chest plate thing.
Yeah, the chest plate's really awesome.
All right. Well, how about we start telling people where you're at and we'll get on out of here.
Yeah. I'm at Brinkalizer on Instagram, hanging out in the Realm Facebook group. Tune in to Monday for ETR. Another fun night. And that's me.
Monday.
Mike Wells on Facebook. Here every other Wednesday, and in the chat on Enter the Realm on Mondays.
Yeah.
Good job, Scott.
I'm so weak. We're all weak, Scott. We're all weak.
Dude.
Dead.
Here, one second.
Dude.
So, I don't have any Diaclone on hand. That's, at least I don't think I do, but here he is. But here's that toy, but it's the Optimus Prime. It's,
wow.
It's heavy, and it's gorgeous. So,
and awesome.
I don't know if I can remember how this opens, but yeah, you can fit Diaclone dudes in here, and
nice.
Trying to see. I can't remember if he has little metal plates on him in spots, or if you have to put like metallic stickers on him that he comes with. But yeah, you can stick the little people to him and stuff like that. So, but yeah, this thing's pretty cool. All right, who else goes next?
Oh, that's me. I'm sorry. JD Brocious on the Facebook groups, Pigment Surgery on Instagram and Xbox Live. And on this very channel, we got ourselves some shelf gravy, some Vega banging, and yeah. Follow our Instagram, Shelf Gravy. And that'll do it. I think that's it.
Well, all right. Good night.
Later, folks. Thanks for
Take
tuning
care,
in.
everyone.